So today we're looking at attraction, and in this game, attraction is about pulling a piece to a certain square, and I'll be teaching students. And in this game, Black wanted to take this bishop, and do you know what Black did? Black attacked. Black attacked the bishop. And now we need to use the tool, the trick of attraction, a motive. The attraction is called a decoy in some books, like our book, book 3, Simon. The book is called Chess Tricks. So how do you attract this king? You want to take this queen, but this bishop is blocking your way. But if we take this, we shall lose our queen, of course. So how can we put the king in a dark square? Can we put the king in this square so that we are able to remove this bishop with a check? Can you find it?
You're saying it's Black's turn to play.
Black has just played here, and it's White's turn to find the attraction. So Black just played at this point. Black wants to take this pinned. It's a pinned bishop. You run away, you lose your queen. Of course, White can try to defend, add on more defenders, but there's another better trick of attraction. How can we survive? How can you use the attraction trick to win the game? I've given you a hint. You wanna move this bishop away somewhere, but what do you think? What can White do? Attraction is about, let's pull the king somewhere where there's a check. Attract the king to a certain square so that you can make a check. Why do we want to make a check with the bishop so that we can take this queen? And remember, the check is a very forcing move. So can you find it? Can you find the attraction move?
I have to use my bishop to check the king, and
the king is not in check, so you have to attract the king to be in a check. So the king, of course, is the light square, and your bishop is in dark squares. Let me make them blue. So can we attract the king to a blue square? Can you attract the king to somewhere blue so that you can make that deadly check? Yeah, so you found it. So this king is forced. Of course, the king can't run anywhere. The king is attracted to a certain square, that is f8, and exactly. And then what happens? Now our plan can work. A discovery. After an attraction, sometimes you can get a discovery. Sometimes you can make a fork. Usually something happens after an attraction. Good. And then you give out all those two pieces, rather the other rook, just to take this knight. And of course the knight will try to save itself. The knight tries to save itself, and what happens? Yeah.
the pawn.
Yeah, so the game can continue like that, and I believe you can win this easily. So let's look at the next chapter. An attraction is when you have to pull a piece to a certain square. So this time let's pull something to a certain square.
Which color am I?
So you're playing with white. So you're playing with white. You can observe that this time you have these two rooks. Excuse me. You have these two rooks, and what are you gonna do? So let me give you a hint. You want to pull the king into a checkmate. Maybe let's pull the king here, and then it will be a checkmate. Let's attract the king into a checkmate square. But let me give you another hint. This is the most deadly rook. This is the rook that wins the day. So can you attract the king to that golden square? Because this is what attraction is all about. Let's pull the king until let's drag him to the h8 square. And that's what attraction means, or a decoy. Let's attract him to the h8 square. Can we? Yes, we can. Wanna try?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, let's get it. Let's get the king in that square. That's not dragging the king, sorry. Thank you for trying, but that's not the king. We are dragging the king to that square, not any other piece. Remember, attraction those moves have to be forced. If you don't make very forcing moves, it just won't work. Nice. So you sacrifice the queen. Of course, no one wants to lose their queen, but if there's a bigger reason, why not? Let's continue with the plan. Let's drag the king to that square. Yeah, so we drag the king. I've dragged the king to that square. So now this is when the plan works. Why did we drag the king to that square? It's time for a checkmate. Can we now close all these squares? You need to close all the squares and checkmate in one move. Nice. So the bishop and the rook just do it at the right time. So let's see how it came about. We wanted to attract the king to this corner, and then attract the rook, and then this is what happens. Okay, let's see another one. We have a couple of them. What are we going to attract? Let's attract this king. You see that there's a bishop. The bishop wants to make a checkmate. And the knight. So we are going to...
Not the bishop.
of course, both of them. They are going to work together. We're just going to work around the king. I just wanted you to spot this golden bishop, which is having some good strikes on the king side. So let's get it. Let's get that king out of there. How are you gonna do that? Of course, you need an attraction. You need an attraction. You need to attract that. You need to attract that king out of from down there.
To where? Exactly.
Yeah, let's put him in the bishop strikes. So just always look around. There's a piece which is hidden in the bushes. Let's put him there so that we can make a discovery. Remember, attractions, you either attract something so that you can get a fork. You can attract something so that you can get a check. You can attract something and get a checkmate. You can get something nice. So this time there's something cooking. But we need to put the king in a dangerous spot by giving him a bait. An attraction is pulling something towards the square. You force them to come to a certain square. That's what attraction is all about. Okay, let's go. Let's pull the king somewhere. Somewhere deadly. Wow. So we give up our queen. That is... yeah, the queen is lost. But we need a nice discovery. We now need to cover these... we now need to cover these squares. So let's get those squares. Of course, the bishop can get one, the knight can get the other. What do we do? Nice. So the king, a double check, remember, cannot be blocked. This guy has one more square. And then it's a checkmate in one move. Can you find the checkmate in one move? Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yes. Can you checkmate in one move? Are you worried that you lost your queen?
Yeah, it kind of puts me on pressure.
Okay, yeah. Chess always has some pressure, but sometimes you have to give up something to win. Of course, not every time. Can we find the checkmate in one move? That means we have to find something that can check this king and end the game. What can check that king in one move? And make sure that something shouldn't be captured. If it's captured, then that means it's not a checkmate. It shouldn't be captured. Let's go. Checkmate in one move. Do you know writing?
I am stuck.
Okay, you're stuck.
Because I wanted to put my knight there, but then the rook.
Okay.
The rook
Yeah,
will
of
take
course, the rook will take it. So that doesn't work. So can you find somewhere safe? Of course, sometimes not everything is safe. So you have to find something safe. Can you find a safe spot and you checkmate in one move? Chess has various squares, so you have to always look around for other squares. If one square doesn't work, get another square. Yes, so that's the safe square, and everything is. So these two knights are just on fire.
Doing job.
Yep. So let's see another attraction. How can we attract this? How can we attract this king? In this game, oh, this is black side. So this is supposed to be black's side. Sorry, hold on. Okay, so how can we have a silent piece this side, we have a silent queen. We have a silent queen, and there is this combination, not to get the king, but of course, what is blocking the way? The knight. So the knight is blocking the way. So what can we do with this?
Coach, where are the arrows?
Sorry?
Where are the arrows?
Which arrows?
I figure out easily when you put the arrows.
Okay, so that's the strike. We need something we need to attract the king somewhere.
Do I play?
Okay, you can try to play something nice. This is not that you haven't attracted anything. Attraction. What is attraction? What did we say?
Pulling the king to a particular square of our interest.
Yeah, actually, we didn't say king. We said a piece, a particular square or position. We didn't say king. We just because these ones are most of them involve the king, but it's not supposed to be just the king alone. It can be any piece attracted to a certain pitch, a certain square. So attraction. This is tough. This is pretty tough. You can sacrifice. What are you trying to pull? You're trying to pull a piece. You're pulling either of course the king can't get there. So it's the bishop which will come, right? So you've attracted the bishop there. And what next? You're giving up your queen. Boom. You're giving up your queen, and that is
The king takes it.
yeah, the queen takes the but then the king's gonna run away. But you have a silent weapon here. You need to close the squares where the king is running to. How can you close them up? You need to unveil this bishop, but of course not allowing the king to escape. Very nice. So this knight refuses. It's a double check. So that's why the king cannot run back. The bishop is doing a good job, and the knight. Sorry. Oops. So the bishop is doing a good job. So this guy has one place to go. And where are you going to go? The king is running away. Wow, nice. The king tries to run away. But at this point, you have a checkmate in one move. Things have just fallen apart. You have a checkmate in one move. Can you find the checkmate in one move?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get it. Nice. So the king tried to run away with our pieces, but no way. So that was a tough one. Let's repeat that. Attraction is when you pull some piece, but then another another attraction, and this is the true attraction. The king is now pulled, and then a discovery. Boom. That was the reason for giving up the queen, because through the attraction. And then you have to follow up accurately. Otherwise, if you give out your piece and you don't follow up accurately, everything will be lost. And that happens to many good players, and you lose everything. And it's not fun. Okay. So what about this guy? Of course, this side it's blacks. It's black to find the attraction. Can black find the attraction? Why do we need the attraction?
For a bigger gain.
Yeah, for a bigger gain. So in this game, we need to find how can black get the attraction. This is also tough. And what are we going to do?
Do we need to open up for the rook that is down there?
Okay. How can we find this attraction? What's the aim of this game? Black wants to get this king down there.
Hello, coach.
Yeah, I was also trying to figure this out. This is pretty tougher than I thought. It's given me some thought. Okay, let me give you a hint. It's a very tough one. We're trying to pull the king. Can we pull the king to this spot? And then we shall probably put our rook and our knight and our bishop. Let me show you the golden piece. The golden piece this time is the bishop. And if we want to attract, let's attract the king to that. Let me make it a blue square. Let's attract that king to that spot. But of course, you can't attract the king before you give up something. So it's tough. Can you pull the king? I've removed the arrows. Have you got a hint? A slight hint?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with this. You have to pull the king. Give away this guy.
Which guy?
Give away that guy. Give away that guy. Are you seeing the piece in green?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Black rook.
can you please give away that guy? We're trying to pull the king out. We are attracting the king to a certain square. Yeah, so we need to clear the way. Yeah, this is also like clearance and sun attraction. Boom. And now you have to come and get the queen again. Come and give him a check. And that is how we are going to achieve our... Do you remember our ideal square? We want to put the king there. Do you remember that square? Yeah, so our plan was to pull into this square. Why? Because of the golden bishop. So now let's put him into the square I wanted to. The queen now helps us to do that.
How will he go to that square when the queen is still there?
Yeah, of course you have to give him the queen. Yeah, so you see that have we achieved our plan? He has to take it. And that's all we needed to get him. So now it's time to get the double check. Decoys, attractions, you just pull the piece into a certain square and then boom. And wherever he goes, oh sorry, he can't go there. He only has 2 steps. And checkmate. Can you find the checkmate? Nice. So the attraction was pulling him to a certain square and then you execute the checkmate. Impressive. Okay. I believe it's just getting tougher. Have you now gotten a hint? This is the golden... Let me show you the golden piece. Oh, sorry. The golden piece is this. So can you find the...
How are you able to see the golden piece that just blinks at the game? Because there is a queen on board, 2 bishops, 2 rooks. Why that bishop?
Because it's the bishop which is looking at the king. In attractions, I usually first look at the piece looking towards the king, and if it's too tough, I can check on the engine.
So me, I'm using my plain brain for you. You're using an engine.
Not really, but I'm taking it as an exercise. But let's get it. Okay, let's get it. So how are you gonna attract? Let's attract that piece. Of course, let's put him into that danger. Let's put him into that danger. And you put him into some danger. What are we gonna do? We're gonna give him a piece. Can you put him in this line? Let's bait him. Nice. So the king is attracted, and now it's time to boom. It's a double check, and this guy tries to run. This guy tries to run somewhere here. And what are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Should I bring one of my rooks down?
Yeah, maybe. Why don't you try this guy? Try this knight. That's a nice check. Without blocking. Yeah, that's a nice one. So this king is left with two decisions. Either you take this so what happens if he tries running away? Don't let him run out. Don't let him run away. Or did we do it right?
Seems like the king is running.
Yeah, I think the king is running away. Let's try it again. Just another try. So this guy, yeah, that was a good. Hold on, was there something better? Just to double check.
Something like this.
No, we need to find moves which are forceful. You never risk him running away. So you have to find.
But I think the knight moving away.
Yeah, is the best.
It's a good one. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go with that. And where did he go? He only has one move, right? Okay. And what was the next move?
Was knight h5.
So there was a knight.
It wasn't so good because he's running away.
So he was running away. And what was the next move?
We didn't have any other move apart from that. That was our last move.
So we didn't want them to run away. They're running back down there.
Doesn't the queen take it? Oh, can't.
Yeah, it's defended. But it seems to be running away anyway. And this was tough. This was really, really tough. So let's get an answer from the engine.
How is that?
Sorry?
How is that? How is the rook? have to check. You need to
Hold
double
on.
check from the engine. Because you need to teach me how to check from the engine.
Really? Okay, let's see how it happened. So this was right. And if they take, that was right. If they run away, we needed to bring a rock. And then if they try running away, this is when the rook, the knight stops them. They have to take, otherwise it's a checkmate. They have to take the queen, but this discovery makes the difference. Wow, that was tough. So if they come here, you can even just make a discovery, and then this rook was just finishing it off. They tried running away. It was about opening up for this rook, and then this checkmate. Impressive. Okay, that was a nice one, and that really cracked me. Okay, we shall start from there next time. I believe this was a good class with attraction. And did you find attractions tough?
Very tough.
Yeah, surely they're tough. You give away piece, or you pull a piece to a certain square. By the way, sometimes it's not really a must that you've given away piece, but you have found an attraction. You pull the piece to certain square so that you can get some better positions. Okay then, and that's till then. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you, coach. Bye.